notice when I played that Bill Withers song a while ago, I voiced the chords slightly differently. I had your root, your third, your fifth, but I also had the root doubled an octave higher. It's the same note, C and C. Now that's still a C major triad, and we're going to dive into the subject of voicing a little later, but in simple terms, voicing just means you can take the root, third, fifth, and you can put those anywhere on the keyboard. I can put it there, I can leave a note out. Those are all C major triads, just slightly different voicing. And really for pop and rock music, it doesn't matter. Anything you do up here is fine. One thing does matter though. If you change the lowest note, that's a different topic. That's the topic of inversion. Now if you're in a college theory class, I hope you don't have any nightmares from your college theory class because, well, the good news is in pop music it's much, much simpler. In college you talk about first inversion triads, second inversion triads, things like this. Basically for pop and rock music, for modern worship music, the only thing that's important to know about inversions is what note is in the bass. What's the lowest note at any given point in time? Now, if you just see a chord symbol on a rhythm chart, that tells you that the bass note, the root, is the lowest note going on. Now, if you see what's called a slash chord, this is what a slash chord looks like. If you see a slash chord, what that means is something other than the root is in the bass. So, for instance, I'm playing Bill Withers. That bass note is the C. It's the root of the chord. So you're just going to see a chord symbol C. Now, if I were to put a slash with an E under it, that means that E is in the bass. Now, E is the third of the C major chord. It's still a C major chord. Hear how that sounds different? That makes me think of the end of Layla. Basically, you're just going up to an inversion. You're putting a different note in the bass. It's a slash chord. So the only thing you need to remember about inversions, and again, we're going to dive into this in a later chapter, but if it's a slash chord, it just means that it has a different note in the bass. Another important thing to remember is on keyboard or on guitar, maybe you do have the root in the bass. But when it comes to pop and rock music, what we're talking about when we say inversion is it's the lowest note coming out of the whole band. So in other words, I could be playing this on the keyboard, the guitar player could be playing the third in the bass, but if the bass player, the lowest note in the band, is playing that, then it's definitely a root position C chord. You follow what I'm saying? Now I could be playing that C chord here. If the bass player moves to this E, well then it's a C over E chord. It's a slash chord. So when it comes to pop and rock music, it's definitely the lowest note coming out of the entire band. So definitely check out your workbook. There's lots of other great topics in there. We talk about accidentals, how you can use accidentals to alter triads. There's another cool section about equal temperament. I want you to take a look at that. Lots of great stuff in there you need to check out. But I'd say definitely the next time you're in your favorite burger place, or if you're in SoCal, you ought to go to In-N-Out. Go up to the counter and try ordering a major triad with a minor seventh and an added second. See what kind of burger you come up with. A few more chapters like this, before you know it, you're going to be listening to the music coming out of the speakers in your favorite burger joint, and you'll be analyzing the chords, writing them down on your napkin right next to your French fries and your ketchup. By the way, check this out. See this? John 3:16. These In-N-Out burger guys are good, right?